Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Do I need to adjust this microphone much? I don't know. I guess you'll tell me as the show goes on where the microphones need to be, how they sound. We got a lot of compliments on the AM Bolin show, the second ever edition, first live edition today. AM Bolin is something new that we're going to try for a little bit to help promote the nightly shows. And these will be probably 8 to 15-minute shows that we are going to do periodically. I don't know if it'll be every show, but we'll do a lot of shows with a AM show if I'm up. And a lot of times I'm up. If I go to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, I'm normally up at 8 or 9 anyway. So that's something we're going to look at doing. Of course, the co-hosts are fucking late. Jesus goddamn Christ. I knew I should have played the opening theme tonight. I knew I should have done it. But that's okay. At least I was reasonably. I'm going to go Kroger rules on this show. Kroger rules. In 1979, we were not allowed to punch in more than 7 minutes early. And we weren't allowed to punch in more than 7 minutes late because it would affect the quarter hour of pay. So you could punch in 7 minutes early if you wanted. But I was the king of punching in 7 minutes late because if it were 8 minutes late, you got docked 15 minutes pay. And if you punched in 8 minutes early, it means you got an extra 15 minutes pay. So that's why they were so strict on that. So we're going to, I guess, run with the 7 minute rule on this show. And if we tell you we're going to go live at 9:05 and we show up at 9:12, we were on time, according to Kroger rules. Kroger Union rules, I might add. Kroger Union rules. A lot of upgrades to the bedroom. Finished the carpeting in there today. I don't know if I have any pictures uploaded yet or not. I think Bob deleted all the old ones I've done, but we've now got the entire bedroom done in teal carpeting. Did it very cheaply. And as a matter of fact, due to some delays in shipping, Walmart agreed to send me 2 more rolls of carpeting that I can use on the living room. The entire living room won't be done in teal, but you'll probably see it Thursday. And we're going to have, it's going to be border black, but teal, which means I might change the color scheme a little bit in the living room again. You know, it's free carpet, so why not? What do you do? Going to be the shortest show in the world if a co-host doesn't show up or if we don't see some comments. I do know it's members only, but there's 25 of you in here. We are YouTube only tonight. We're not doing Facebook for obvious reasons. Not many donations come over from that direction. Bob, if you are listening to the show, we need to send Ruby May and Heart Delos 500 more pesos because I forgot I told them to order. If Bob can upload the most recent picture that I sent him, I'm very pleased with how the bedroom's coming along. And it cost very little to do it. And the living room is going to be done for free. And mainly just use a bunch of stuff I had around the house that I forgot I had. And but I'm very pleased with how the bedroom's coming along. But we do need to send Ruby May and Heart Delos another 500 pesos because we sent them enough for transportation and a little bit of food. I forgot that I told them to order a couple of small fans because they didn't have any. And Ruby May is going to take one back to her grandmother's, and then they'll have one there at Hart's house. How you doing, Timmy Lee? Man, the pizza was good. And hey, you worked with us on that sponsorship. Fashionably late, my ass. Well, you are within the 7 minute Kroger rule, so you're good.
Well, there's that. Yeah, I don't know about fashionably.
You made it by 1 minute.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm fashionably late, but I am definitely.
So I don't have to dock you. I don't have to dock you 15 minutes pay. So that's good.
Exactly.
That's good.
I would be worried about.
I know. How are you going to make it? How are you going to make
living paycheck to paycheck on my Bolin money?
How are you going to make it another day if you get docked 15 minutes pay? Timmy Lee and Timmy Lee, so I have to get Bob to upload 2 things. My most recent picture of the bedroom, I'm so pleased with it. Even my ex-wife was very complimentary today. She said it looked very Caribbean. I said, well, I think it looks very South Beach. She said, yep.
I think it looks very Caribbean. No, she thinks it looks Caribbean.
Caribbean. No, not Caribbean. Caribbean Queen. Yeah, he never said Caribbean Queen, did he? And if Billy Ocean don't know, not Billy Idol. Billy Idol didn't know shit other than racist weddings.
Billy
he only
Ocean
wanted
by
a
the
white
cake.
wedding. What's wrong with a black wedding? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, Billy Ocean by the cake.
Speaking of racist, have you ever seen the 1968 Chicago Cubs logo?
No. I probably have. So let me look it up here.
Well, look it up.
Let me just Google it real quick.
I mean, you might be pushing it to call it a racist logo, but the Atlanta Braves 1968 logo, oh my God. And the Cleveland Indians was even worse. And those logos
the Indians had Wahoo, right? They had the
Wahoo,
smiling Wahoo.
He was out in the outfield.
The Braves had the
racist
laughing
logo, and he was racist in person.
Yeah, Braves had the laughing brave, right?
Yes. They had the
Chicago
actually, the shrieking brave. He was doing a war chant.
So is that like the kind of the sort of teddy bear behind the Cubs, behind the big C? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and the reason I say that,
it looks a little like a Sambo kind of a bear. To me.
It does. That's okay. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
it was Sambo bear. Sambo bear.
Yeah.
So I said, because somebody said, well, really, a black bear would be racist? The way the bear is drawn is a little iffy.
It would remind me of if I had never seen.
If you watched any Looney Tunes cartoons from the 30s and 40s,
yeah. Oh, look, it's one of those tribesmen.
And if you don't know who Little Black Sambo is, watch what's the movie? Because it's one of the most memorable parts of the movie with Tom the Green Mile. So if you don't know who Little Black Sambo is, I encourage you. Number one, I encourage you to watch The Green Mile. Anyway,
Green Mile's a terrific movie.
The Green Mile is one of the great movies of all time because of that movie. If anyone kills a mouse, you got fucking heat with me. Just catch the mouse and let the mouse go. Just
take him out to the woods. Let it go.
My son, I know he gets mad when I talk about him on here, but he almost got in a fist fight with somebody that put out rat traps in the garage and said, no, let the fucking rat's being a fucking rat. Let the goddamn rat go free. No, we ain't killing the goddamn rat.
If God invented rats for a reason, right? If you believe in God.
Well, if you believe in God, I think he invented everything for a reason. How can you kill a butterfly? I can't even kill a moth. I just open the door and let them go out. Now, when there's a shitload of ants,
ants are kind of a different story.
A little bit of God.
Spiders are
they're scary. They're scary. Yeah. And some snakes, even though I've had some pet snakes. But because of my son, Australia. Oh, God would never protect an Australian. Hi, meow meow. God would protect meow meow though. Because of my son, I don't kill bees no more. Because I used to be terrified of bees. I hate fire ants. Well, a lot of people hate fire ants. I mean, they have evil intent. The fire ants do. I think they have evil intent.
Yes. And they are the color of the color of Satan, after all, right?
They are. Well, if Satan is a color, and but
let's just go with fire ant color.
But my son convinced me that bees just want to be your buddy, especially worker bees.
Honeybees
it turns out they do. Because now they will just swing. They'll fly down, get right in my face, and I'm like, "How you doing, man? What's up?" And so I don't swing at them anymore. I don't swat them away. I just let them visit me. And I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years here, and the bees have never bothered me. I don't bother them. They're working, man. They got shit to do. They take a break. They come down. They see me. By the way, I'm going to do something on this podcast tonight that no other podcast in the world is going to do live. I don't think it's been done recorded. But I will be the only person, I promise you. And if you can find otherwise, I'll say I'm sorry and I was wrong. I'm going to do something tonight on this podcast that no other podcast will do live, probably hasn't done live yet. There might be a chance that someone did a podcast recorded and maybe did this, but I doubt it. If they have, I haven't seen it. Wasps are a little irritating as well. I've been stung by all the bees, the honeybees. See, you're not supposed to kill honeybees either. And when I was a kid, I used to go step on them because I was a cruel little kid. I used to shoot sparrows with a slingshot. Well, fuck, I couldn't kill a bird right now if my life depended on it. But as a kid, it was like when I've talked to you guys about racism, a lot of shit is taught to you. Kill animals. My father, but when I was 6 years old, my father wanted me to kill a groundhog. I couldn't kill a groundhog. So I purposely missed the fucker. Oh, you're a horrible shot. Well, am I? Didn't hit the groundhog. Groundhog's free to go. Raccoons. I couldn't kill a fucking raccoon. I love fucking raccoons. I got a picture of 9 raccoons on my wall right now. They have a name. They have a lot of names. We named all 9 raccoons. Never mind. We'll go into that.
Your squirrels.
So
besides the bedroom, what other picture did you want uploaded?
I wanted the most picture. And let me make sure you're going to post it right, because do you have the picture of the completed carpeting, where it's wall to wall now? Do you have that? If not, you'll have it here in just a minute.
I don't
think
I have.
Okay, hang on here a minute.
No, you sent me the one that was pre-rug.
You don't. You can watch,
but you can't talk.
Pam's broke and she can't join YouTube.
Pam Ortiz.
How would we get Pam $3? How could we buy a membership for Pam?
Tell Pam to send us her PayPal address.
Can you add us to Facebook for a few minutes so Pam can join?
I don't know if I can add us when we're live on the air.
I don't think you can add it once we're live. Yeah, Pam wants to join.
You know what? I can add a destination. Let me hear.
Can you? Okay.
Stream's already live. You cannot edit the schedule. So let me see if I can save the changes. And I think now then we'll look on Facebook and see if we're live here.
Yeah, see if we're live. And hang on here. Where's Pam? I think I already sent Pam a picture of the bedroom because I wanted her to see her dream room.
You wanted to entice her to get there.
Yeah, if that don't get Pam down here now, I mean, look at the dogs. I mean, they don't even want to leave.
I don't know if I don't see it live.
You don't?
No.
If anybody's watching on Facebook, say something. I can get ready to send you the picture of the bedroom, and we need the logo.
Have Pam send you her PayPal, and I'll send her $3.
All right. Well, you might have to send more than that. It's Canada.
Oh, I'll send her more than that. All right.
Pam, what is your PayPal? If she even has one.
She may not have one.
Or a way to.
Oh no, we're live on Facebook. Thank you.
We are.
Yeah, thank you for.
Okay. So, Bob, you have the picture, and if you could pick out a nice logo for tonight, and then they officially become a sponsor, and Main Event is coming back next week as well. So we're going to be back to a 6-sponsor banner, at least for now, or maybe I'll kick 2 of them out. I don't know. Probably not. We'll probably keep the sponsors. It's nice to do. And but I'm very pleased with the bedroom. There might even be a couple of more slight adjustments coming to the bedroom. But man, I like that so much better. A family member wrote me and said, "That's a lot of green." I said, "No, that's a lot of teal."
All right. So logo for
the Bearnos. Yeah, because they ended up helping be a sponsor for the WrestleMania weekend. Matter of fact, I just had 2 slices of Bear Nose a minute ago because I still got half a Bear Nose pizza left.
Now, is Bear Nose just a local Louisville place?
They're in 5 or 6 locations in Louisville. As a matter of fact, I was going to see if they had one in Carroll County. I was going to treat my brother to them this weekend, but they don't have Bear Nose even in Carroll County, which is about 60 miles away.
Strictly is the Louisville area. So
I can't show the raccoon because we didn't think about it at the time. A friend of mine had the poster made, and I'll tell you what it is, and I will let my black fans be the judge. I love the poster, and here's the story, and I'll tell it now. Please, donations be pouring in because this is an awesome story. Or should we show pictures first?
Let's show pictures first. Because
and I'm going to do something on the show tonight that no other live podcast is going to do. You will only see it here.
All right. So
maybe
maybe
no other podcast period, but definitely
this is the picture that Ruby May drew.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I forgot about that. Yeah, Ruby May drew that. Evil little shit.
I don't know about nice, but she's like, there's Sir Bob with Daddy Kenny in the back trying to save us from Sir Bob.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what that was.
It could be.
And then, of course,
show a picture of
the eclipse from yesterday.
Yes, I put that on my stories, by the way. And I heard about the eclipse of Ming Pai. Now, show a picture of Ruby May so we can show who drew the picture. She's the one that we're getting transportation money for. We had to send it early because she's out of school today. There's little Ruby May.
Trying
And
to find which age she is this week.
I got that. That's more like 15 or 16-year-old Ruby May, but we have up to 21-year-old Ruby May, and we have 30. That's pushing 19 or 20-year-old Ruby May right there. I told her I had a picture.
This is the Ruby May that we all learned to love.
That's 13-year-old Ruby May. That's the little girl that we felt bad that was sitting on a rock.
By the way, all these pictures are within like 6 months of each other.
So. At least 8 months. At least 8 months. That picture could not be more than 8 months old when we got them the table and the chair, because the first picture we saw of her, and then 7-8 months later, there's that.
Yeah.
Kenny's a pervert. Well, okay. All right. From $8,400.
Well, I mean, you're right. They're not wrong.
I mean, goddamn. I mean, shit. I mean, you can't ignore it. John Paul's in the house, by the way.
So that's it. So there's that picture Ruby May's drawn.
So Ruby May drew that. Plus, she's an amazing singer and an amazing dancer, the best in her school. One of the top grades in her school. She's got a 94.6 average in all of her classes. Mm-hmm. And so not only is she smart, she's beautiful, she's talented, a dancer, a singer, and apparently a bit of an artist.
A little bit of an artist there.
And the cool thing, Jerry Lawler's an artist. Don't know about a singer and a dancer. But he was born on the same birthday as Ruby May. Eunice has the same birthday. JBL, Dutch Mantel, Jazzy Jana in the house tonight. I'm glad Jazzy's here. Jazzy, okay. And if T Maker's in the house, I need their two opinions, because as far as I know, they are the only black folks watching the show right now. And I had a friend of mine made me this poster, because here's the story. I'll go ahead and tell the story now. And I have the poster hanging up in here, and my two black neighbors didn't mind it, but I just felt it could be taken the wrong way. So I will tell the story, and if they approve it, I'll show the picture on the next show. My sister, who I do not speak to anymore, had at the time 9 kids. I didn't see her all that often, even when we were speaking. And then she did some stupid shit, made me not speak to her anymore. And hey, no, not over Donald Trump. It wasn't that. I've gotten rid of other family members for that shit. But it was other shit, and she had to go away. But I could not remember her kids' names. So a dear friend of mine, and somewhat of a distant relative, found this picture of 9 raccoons. And they said, what we need to do is get a poster made of these raccoons and name each raccoon, because they were various ages. The raccoons, they were like little baby raccoons on up to looking like adult raccoons. Even though none of obviously June's kids were adults, they ranged in age of infant to, at that time, 14, 15. So we tried to appropriately name each raccoon similar to how old we thought the raccoon was, from the baby raccoons to the older raccoons. So they have the poster made. They get it made at Vistaprint. And like I said, I'm going to trust T Maker's and Jazzy Jana's opinion. I've got 2 neighbors that have seen the poster, because I didn't want them to see it through the window and be offended. I wanted to explain what the poster was about. And it was to help my dumb ass remember the names of my sister's 9 children. She eventually had 10. My sister also had all of her 10 children taken away from her. And part of the reasons we don't speak. Won't even mention the sister's name. Don't want to go there. It wasn't Janice. So we'll leave it at that. So when they had the poster made and had it shipped to me from Vistaprint, they thought they were being creative. And the poster was entitled, and it covers up a hole, not a hole in my wall, but I used alien tape to hang some shit. And when I moved the shit, the alien tape ripped the plaster off the wall. So the poster's the only thing I had to cover up the plaster with, and it hangs behind my chair under Oscar. Thank you, Bob. But I couldn't move Oscar down to cover up, because then it would be off center. You know me, I'm weird about shit like that. So the poster is entitled The 9 Coons of Doom. So immediately I said, I don't know about that, but the poster's already made. I've already got it. It costs like $20-$30 to make the poster. It's made of vinyl. It'll last forever. So I'm not offended. No. So Jazzy Jana's here. T Maker's here.
So the word coon.
The word coon is concerned, and like when we
there are racial connotations to that word,
and so I tried to avoid all that shit. And it's like the guy on the Green Mile. If you've seen the segment where they go, oh, I'm a Little Black Sambo. He was being negative about it. And there's not too many ways to bring up Little Black Sambo and not be negative about it. But he took it to another fucking level. But you will learn to love Percy. You will no Percy. You don't know. You won't like Percy.
You know, you will not like Percy.
Whose guy had Circus Mouse? What was his name? Because I love that guy. I fucking love him.
See. Oh God, I haven't seen the Green Mile in a long time. I need to watch.
Oh, the Green Mile is one of the great. But the guy that had the Circus Mouse, and then and Clark Duncan, who was
Michael Clark Duncan, who played the prisoner.
He
John Cooley.
died not that long ago. And wasn't he married to somebody famous or somebody famous? Somebody married him. Somebody political, wasn't it?
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan. Let's see. Best known for his role as John Coffey in the Green Mile. Personal life. He was dating Omaroso.
Omaroso. There you go. That's who it was. Yeah. Okay, I knew it was somebody.
They weren't married at the time of his death. They were dating each other. So
yeah. So doesn't sound like it's a bad thing to me. Now, if people were looking at it in a sense of being, well, that would be, yeah. If Tim Scott sees my poster, he wants me brought up on federal charges of some type.
Edouard Delacroix
each raccoon has a name. Each raccoon has the name of my sister's children. So if I was blanking out, I'd know that. Okay, I'm going to roll over here and read the names of the kids. We have Jacqueline, Gabrielle, who was named after my ex-wife, LJ, Lola. Those aren't readers. Hang on, we're going to need some help here. Okay, so we have Jacqueline, Gabrielle, Ishtar, I'm serious, Lola, Felicity, Bobby, Paige, Landon. Is that 9? Okay, here we go. Jacqueline, Gabrielle. Count them up, Bob. Jacqueline, Gabrielle, LJ, Ishtar, Lola, Felicity. I couldn't pick Felicity out of the police lineup. Bobby, Paige, Landon. Is that 9?
That's 8.
That's 8?
Well, nope, that's 9. That's 9. Sorry, because I used my thumb.
I was trying to say, well, somebody, because some of these names are written in black, like Felicity, Lola, and Ishtar are written in black. Most of these kids have a black father. Let me see if I can pick the Ishtar, Felicity. Okay, I said most of them. And then the 10th one, I don't know the name of because he was taken away and shipped to Oregon before I knew anything about him. Due to the bad person that my sister would not kick out of her life. So it wasn't so much her, is that she would not get rid of the bad person who had a history, if you know what I mean. So I should say some of the children had black fathers. And it was the black father who had a history that the court said, well, if you're going to keep this man in your life, you can't have your kids. So she chose the man over her kids. That's why we don't speak. So we'll just leave it at that. So T-Maker has not chimed in. We haven't got his opinion yet. So, but yeah, Tim Scott might do oh shit. Hang on here. My boss wanted me to book Las Vegas, but he sent me too late. Yes, Tony, you forgot, but I will get on that first thing tomorrow. Did you not book Las Vegas, or did I forget to ask you to do it? You forgot to ask me to do it.
You forgot.
You forgot.
Tony Khan. You're the
well, we only have one donation, but we have a nice one. We have Nicole. Sexy Nicole.
Tart with no pictures.
Sexy Nicole has donated $25.
Thank you.
That is our only donation of the night so far. But we do have a $40 pledge from John Paul for tomorrow.
Sweet.
Thank you. I don't know whether we count that for tonight or Thursday.
Let's count it for tonight, since we're going to have things to send out tomorrow.
Yes. Oh yeah, we definitely have things to send out tomorrow. And have we sent Ruby May the other 500 pesos yet?
I didn't see anything about another 500. I sent some.
Well, the reason being that was my fault, because I sent them, because they only asked for 500 transportation money, but they always need food when Ruby comes home. And I said, well, here's 500 for transportation, 500 for food. Well, she says, but Mr. Kenny, is the other 500 for the fans, because I told them to order 2 of those fans that you've been seeing me get people.
All right.
They don't have any fans, and like I said, what we raise on
the phone right now,
and I'll make up
here.
I'm short.
Yes,
I did ask you to reach deep down in your heart and send some extra, and I noticed you did.
You did, and I didn't because I have no heart. My heart was,
or an extended bank account, maybe.
My heart was beat up this week.
Who got to see AM Bolin today, either live, and there weren't? Believe it or not,
I watched the replay.
Yeah. We had 24 live for AM Bolin. It's 7-something in the morning. Blew me away.
Almost shocking to me.
TC from the NC.
I will send them another 1,000. How about that? Just because there you go. So I will send them some.
Well, see, I'm tired of all the bad talk about you, Bob. But if I would shut up, a lot of that bad talk would go away.
A lot of it would, but
not all of it, but
some of it would not go away because, well, I'm just.
So
one of our dear,
that'll be a very pleasant supplies. Well, sort of, kind of. It'll be a very pleasant supplies because now they can buy food supplies.
Now they can buy supplies.
Yeah. Food supplies, exactly. All right. Let me let
her know that. There you go.
Live. Now these are part of the scams we're running here, folks. So this is just Bob and I making up shit. None of these people ever get any money. I mean, for crying out loud. We're just con artists. We're not even good at it because we admit it on the fucking air. Jazzy Jan is falling for it every goddamn time. Well, maybe this time he'll really send them Filipinos the money, and then there you go. Kenny gets new carpeting.
Sweet.
Kenny redoes his bedroom for $77, and I guess that is money.
That bedroom right there with those little dog. You look at them little doggies.
I'm sorry, Jazz. I got to take a comment down because I got to show off my bedroom here. That is not the one, but that's
no. I got the other one. That's the one I just wanted to show.
But that does show the whole room is now teal carpeting, wall to wall.
Right, and there's the one that you.
That's the one, yeah. And if you notice how much brighter the pictures are if you use daylight instead of candle.
Daylight that's what I typically have.
Man, oh my God, I need to start taking all the pictures. I'm doing the show tonight,
so this is the bedroom picture.
The Bohemus.
I wanted Pam to see so she can see where the dogs are is kind of roughly where she's going to be.
Right about. I mean, she does have to negotiate. Now, see, right now you only got to negotiate with Choco.
Right.
Because 2 Cow mainly now 2 Cow's bed is the teal bed. I've even color coordinated the dog beds. People said, Kenny, you got issues. I do. Yeah. And my boss wrote me today and said, Kenny, your room looks magnificent. It even blends in with Mall Bolin. I said, well, it kind of does. But Mom's background should be teal and her top should be pink.
Very minor. Extremely
a minor fan base. There we go. So Cal likes the pink bed. Even if you're scamming, still 100% for the. Well, there you go.
We're the most entertaining scammers on television.
Even if I'm scamming
or
you
YouTube.
$71 worth of carpet, fuck. It all worked out.
I mean, I need to get some more money to pay some video games, right?
Well, I'm sorry. I did spend $14 on the bed skirt because that bed, it had a bed skirt when Scooby was a puppy and he ruined it. Y'all can guess how he did it. Because when he's a puppy, he ruined my white bed skirt because it's not white everywhere anymore.
It's a yellow bed skirt.
It's kind of a yellow bed skirt, like the submarine that you're so fond of. And
yes.
My son did say to tell you anybody that likes the Beatles is a fucking moron. And he meant that well.
Well, I like your son anyway.
Well, tell him he thinks you do. He thought you would respect his opinion.
Tell him that he wants to copy the
Seaview submarine. The Seaview submarine.
He's gonna
paint that fucker yellow. Yeah, just paint that sucker yellow.
That's the one that you're getting, the yellow one.
Put the Beatles Seaview.
Exactly.
Did the Beatles ever appear on any episodes of Voyage of the Bottom?
I don't think they did. No.
Although
with CGI these days, you could probably make it happen.
They could probably be there if we wanted them to be. So I guess Coltrane's blowing us off again tonight. He had the time to appear on Anthony Scaramucci at Monday at 4 o'clock. That's my lunch. That's my lunch. I'll
be there for that one.
He even writes me, King, we still doing Mooch at 4 o'clock. So I don't know if you're doing him or not. We just rescheduled him for May the 8th at 4 o'clock.
You ain't doing him, but
no. So he didn't show up. Didn't show up at night. Didn't show up. He was not there for AM Bolin this morning at 4 a.m. his time. I mean, picking and choosing his spots.
I would have been there except for like one thing.
Johnny Carson worked more often than him. Well, I have predicted that you nor Coltrane will ever see an episode live of AM Bolin.
That is a prediction that you are most likely.
I think I can hold that one. And those are only 8 to 15-minute shows anyway. But yeah, the show.
But you know what? That's kind of now. This is producing on the air, so forgive us, folks.
Yeah.
But, if you did like a 15-minute AM Bolin, and then you did like a 5 to 10-minute Buff and Bolin at our
noon,
Bolin buffet. Sorry, my mouth just didn't work. Bolin buffet around noon. Just kind of a 5-minute. Hey, been watching the news. Here's the top story. Here's my promo on it. Bang. Just a little short.
It might be something to look into. Is to hit topics when I'm fresh about it.
Exactly.
And I don't know how long it would take to build an audience to it, but nobody has an attention span anymore. Nobody.
Right.
I mean, our audience is special because
they are.
And then when you see the reviews, it claims
some of them are special. All right.
Some of them are. Some of them are very special. What a voice! Get Bob on Ed Sullivan.
Yeah.
Geeko the Dancing Bear. I remember when Rodney Dangerfield. Remember that video? I forget who this. It might have been who's the one getting ready to do a big concert in New York? Billy Joel. There's some Billy Joel video.
Oh yeah, his like 100th version of his man.
Tell her about it. Yeah, tell her
about it.
They're acting like they're at the Ed Sullivan show, and Rodney's waiting to go on, and we only got time for one more guest. So you got Rodney and the bear back there, and Rodney looks at the bear and says, "Sorry, bear." Obviously, it's gonna Geeko the Dancing Bear. Ginger or whatever the bear. So the bear made the show, but Rodney got back.
I get no respect.
I get no respect at all, And so we got that. So yeah, that'll be a pleasant. Let me see if I can find the Ruby of May. Messenger is getting an upgrade. It took long enough. An extra.
Excuse me.
Set up a way to access your chat history. Create a pin.
I don't worry about that. Just another Facebook scam.
I wouldn't.
Another Mark Zuckerberg way of taking your money. It's not.
Kind of looks that way. Close. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about that. Kevin Marr wants to know if I got all my bedding from Temu. Actually, nothing in there came from Temu. The bedspread I'd had for a couple of years. It was in my closet. Forgot I had it. Pulled it out because everything else was being laundried. That was the only thing clean I had, and I threw it on the bed. I said, well, goddamn, that looks good. And then I started thinking, you know what? With a teal bed skirt, that would look even better. And then I started looking, this carpet's filthy. I can't get it clean. It would cost me as much to clean this as what I just found on Walmart on sale on clearance. So I ordered the clearance carpeting and now have and I'm just very happy with it. Very happy with it. I must be getting more. I start repeating my shit now like Trump did, because if you repeat it over and over, people will listen to it. That's what
people still actually believe it. That's why we keep talking about our poor Filipinos, because we think that
Bob sent you another 1,000 pesos, so you have the fan money, the transportation money, and some food money. Period. You're welcome. Just in case they forget to say thank you.
You at least are welcome.
Yeah. So I just sent that to Hart. Ruby May just wants to go home. Yeah. And there we go.
Just let me get out of here.
Just let me.
Tired of talking to Kenny. Can we get out of here?
I found a ruby to give her as an emoji, by the way. So she has a blue ruby. That's her emoji now. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. So Kenny, I want to talk a little bit of wrestling here, and not about what's happened in the past. What's coming up?
What's coming up?
WWE announced their annual WWE draft is forthcoming. And you and I have talked about this before, but I think they have missed a tremendous opportunity with the way they do the draft.
Okay.
Because they do the draft kind of as just like this in between, like they do it on both SmackDown and they do it on Raw, and it's like filler between the matches.
Filler between the matches.
Come out and
you think maybe it should be its own show?
I think it should be not only its own show. I think it should be like a
Every
special.
wrestler on the roster is there.
Everybody sit in do it at the Performance
Oh,
Center so that you can have them
no, you're blowing it. You're blowing it. We hold it in the fucking Tokyo Dome. We charge the marks $50 bucks.
We charge the marks to show up. Exactly. Yeah. But so you've got
we will fill out the Tokyo Dome for the entire company draft.
Like the first 6 rows or whatever are the wrestlers. And then everyone back from that, that's the
and then have a row of separation, maybe build a plexiglass wall.
Something. Yeah. You gotta protect the guys.
Gotta protect
and then do it like the way do the NFL draft. Here's the number 1 pick. Raw chooses.
Do it like in the NBA.
You pick certain certain wrestlers, and you make them ineligible. Like the guys that are hurt, they're not eligible. The guys that are inactive, like the Raw,
if you're hurt, Hall of Famers, you can't draft somebody that's
Stone Cold and John Cena. Those guys are not eligible for the draft. But so you make your picks and you do the announcement, and then the announcers come on and they talk about, wow, it's a great pick for Raw. Stone Cold.
Let me explain to Iceman why. Can I explain to Iceman why he's an idiot? He's not thinking.
Sure, you can.
He's going either or.
Peacock.
Both.
Well, the answer is Peacock. To be
or
honest,
the cock, or the Peacock. The cock or the flicks.
Exactly.
I mean, this year the
in
cock.
Fact, that's the way to do it. In fact,
normally cock is always the answer. You can ask anybody.
Right, but so you do it as a special. Do it on a Wednesday. There's no other wrestling on Wednesday, right?
No, none.
I mean, none. You absolutely do it as a thumb to the nose to AEW. You do it like they do the NFL. They come, here's the guy, here's all of his stats, his record, number of championships.
No, it would have to be one of the streaming services. Or you could make it a YouTube only event.
You could make it a social
and you
media
could do
event,
like I do, and you could make it members only, and they might even get as many members as we get.
They might. They might get just almost as many subscribers.
A couple more. I mean, a lot of people are real tight these days.
You do it where if you want to pick a tag team, you can, but that costs you 2 picks.
That's 2 picks. Yeah, you can pick a tag team.
You pick a faction. You can pick the whole faction.
Yeah, you can't use one pick and get 2 guys or 6-man. No, can't do it.
Every member of the faction becomes a pick.
Is a pick. So if
I pick Judgment Day, that costs me 5 picks.
Yeah, you take Bloodline, you just lost 8 picks.
Yeah, or 19 picks or whatever.
Whatever the pick. If you took old NWO, you could have lost 26 picks right there in the opening round.
Exactly.
We won the NWO.
Trade picks. You can trade up 2 picks and already drafted guys. As the draft goes on, you start interviewing the guys that haven't been drafted yet. Where do they want to go?
I'll be glad when it goes to Netflix because I'm so tired of the fucking you fucked up and bullshit and those chants being bleeding. I am so sick of that shit. Yeah, that's the one thing I'll give NXT. I can't believe TBS can play that shit, but USA can't or refuses.
Well, they can. I think WWE is
because of the rating. All right. 5 minutes from now, call your friends and neighbors. Call your friends and neighbors. And from 5 minutes from now, I'm going to do something on this podcast that no one else will be doing. I don't think anyone else has done on a live podcast. I'm going to do it. I'll be the only one. If you want to see it, you got 5 minutes. Call your friends and relatives. Get them watching the show. It's a big deal. This is a real big deal.
Here's the
I wouldn't build this up if it was.
The last draft.
Why are you not helping me make this a big deal? Why are you still continuing to talk
because I want to make this a big deal, and then I'm going to go into the really big deal of
my thing's going to happen. Your thing's not.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's not, right. So the last pick is a battle royal of everyone who's not been drafted yet. And the winner of that battle royal gets to pick which brand they want to go on. So that it's the Mr. Irrelevant battle royal.
That's not a bad idea. CC, I agree with you. There were some things very good last night. Many balls were dropped. I didn't like the show.
I think the opening was good, although it ran really long.
Yeah.
45
yeah.
Minutes
Well, we knew it was going to be long because Rock was in it, and he's the final boss. I had to talk about that with my son today about where we think that's going. Do you know what Cody was handed? Do you know what was put in his hand?
I do not know what was put in his hand.
All right. We think we know it was a condom because I'm going to fuck you in the ass with this later, I think is what was said. My son came up with this idea. I agree with him. I think, because I agree, I think Rock gave him the beads. and made him the head of the bloodline, and don't disappoint me with my family again. I agree with that. I think that's probably what happened. He gave him the beads. Cody's now the head of the bloodline. And then when Rock does come back, he wants his family back.
They'll fight over the head.
Fight over the family. And that's another moneymaker.
That would be a good story.
This is awkward. I agreed with that chant too.
That was the best chant of the night.
I've never heard of this is awkward chant, but that was the time to have it. Leave it to Philadelphia. If you want some weird chants,
either Chicago or Philadelphia.
I had some people saying that Paul Heyman wouldn't have been put in the Hall of Fame if they hadn't been in Philadelphia. No, Paul Heyman.
He deserves to be put in the Hall of Fame.
Paul Heyman is the best, and it kills me to say this because I left OVW for 6 weeks over Paul Heyman, not because I disliked him, not because we didn't get along. We had dinner a few times, took him to Hooters and treated him. He should have been treating me, but I treated him because I had connections, and he was there to cash in on it. Paul and I got along great. We just had a different vision. And yes, it's my fucking company. OVW wasn't jack fucking shit till I showed up. And yes, with Cornette's connections, we turned it into something. Yes, with Cornette's connections. It doesn't happen without Cornette's connections to WWE. I'm the one that traveled up and down the road with the guys the most part. I started to say I didn't pick and choose the shows I went to. I did. I also went to the shows I thought was going to draw. And if I didn't think they were going to draw, I would not be involved, and I would have one of my subsidiary stooges do the managing that night. If you were going to get me, it was going to be in a fucking town that drew. And if I didn't think the town was drawn, I wouldn't go in. So me and Cornette were both guilty of that, not going to towns that drew. But I'm the one that would put 4 or 5 wrestlers in my car and try to teach them a little fucking something, and or at least give them my perspective on shit and listen to their opinions about what they thought would work or would not work. Where was I going with this, Bob? I was going somewhere with it.
Well, you were going with Heyman, Hall of Fame.
Heyman's speech is the best speech in the history of Hall of Fame speeches. As y'all know, I am a crier. I do not hide that from anybody. I've done it enough on this show. Paul Heyman brought me to tears. And if you'd have told me, can Paul Heyman make you cry? Fuck no. Never, ever. Even if he called me and told me he was putting me in the Hall of Fame, that would not make me cry. Paul made me cry because he told some touching stories. Paul has one thing that I have that Bob will agree with, an overabundance of confidence in his ability. Only I also know who I'm better than and who I'm not better than. And me, Cornette, maybe Heenan could have done it, but me, Cornette, Downtown Bruno, Jimmy Hart, name any other fucking manager you want to name. None of us could have done that speech. I guarantee you he did it without a prompter. If someone knows otherwise, they can let me know. I don't think he had a prompter. If he did, it was just to keep him on point. I know he went way over. I know he didn't give a shit. I don't know if I'd have told the fans to suck my dick. I don't know that I'd have done that because I don't remember ever telling people to do that very often. So I don't know where that came from. For a man who is supposedly as religious as he is, of his Jewish faith and all those things, because supposedly Stephen Colbert is a man of deep faith. But when you watch his comedy bits, you think, it's all bullshit. I'm just playing along. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. I got to play along. I don't believe any of this shit. But I have been told that he is very deep in his faith. I'm very deep in my lack of faith when it comes to that stuff. Supposedly, Brock Lesnar found God because of Paul Heyman. But help me out if I'm wrong. The Jewish do not believe in a God, do they? Or have I got something wrong?
No. The Jewish religion typically has not necessarily focused on an afterlife. They certainly believe in the God. There is a one
that would put God closer to my shit then. Yeah,
who is the God of Israel, and they're special people, and there's a covenant with him, and all that stuff.
Okay, all right.
But
I've been told that Brock Lesnar found God because of Paul Heyman. Now, how could that be?
I don't know.
I haven't heard that from Heyman, but I've heard many people inside tell me, "Oh, Brock found God because of Paul Heyman." And Jimmy Cornette himself has said,
"Did he lose him again when he met
out in the locker room?" You got to let me finish. Apparently, because Jimmy Cornette himself said, apparently Jesus hangs out in locker rooms because that's where he's turning up at all the time. Wrestlers are
A
finding
lot
Jesus
of
in locker
wrestlers,
rooms all the time.
lots of wrestlers, especially older wrestlers, have
Mm-hmm.
turned to a faith after, especially as their career. I've heard like Greg Valentine has become very religious.
You know what?
Tully
He's somebody.
Blanchard became very religious.
Yeah.
Well, whether he was doing it
Yeah.
for real or was,
Yeah.
as a
You know,
Bolin type
I
of
got no
methodology,
problem.
or
I got no problem with you being religious, but live the fucking life. If you're gonna play the game, play it right. You
right.
know,
Sting apparently
like Paul Bear.
found religion after his.
I think Sting probably lives it.
Yeah,
I don't know him
and
real well,
I think a lot
but
of the
I think he probably lives it.
went through that rock star roadie phase, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, that's it just as much on the wrestlers, especially on the star wrestlers, as it is on the rock and roll guys. And some of them have been very good. I mean, some of them have been married forever and they've been faithful to their wives, and some of them have not, right? Like Sting has admitted that he's had his failings on the
Yeah.
road, that he wasn't faithful, and that
Mm-hmm.
but that
You ain't
he
gonna believe this, but this shows we've had 2 donations.
I know, and this is a great show. And in
We've
fact,
had
we're going to stop this conversation about Sting and religion and all that stuff, because Kenny Bolin, ladies and gentlemen, is about to do something
Yeah.
that has never been done in the history of podcasting.
In the history of podcasts, especially live podcasts.
In the history of
I'm
live
not going to
podcasting.
say somebody hasn't done it recorded elsewhere, but no one's doing it tonight.
But no one has the guts to do it live. No one has the intestinal fortitude, the courage.
I was told not to do this from my Coke dealer. My Coke dealer told me not to do this. Is T-Maker still watching? No, it wasn't my Pepsi dealer. This was literally my Coke dealer. Right. Yes, I have a Coke dealer. I admit that right around the air.
I'm going to do this.
Kenny Bolin, snort a Coke.
Here we go.
I have in my hand the spicy Coke. This was sent to me by Mitch and Murray. This came from downtown. You can't have the spicy Coke because you don't know how to handle it. Spicy Coke is for closers, not for losers. Only winners get to drink spicy Coke. And I am about to drink a spicy Coke live on the air. You don't have a spicy Coke. None of you can send me a picture because you can't get these. These come from Mitch and Murray from downtown. They were on a mission of mercy and sent me the spicy Coke so that I could get the word out, like I've done with strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. I made it the most popular drink on the planet Earth. Ask anybody. If it weren't for me, nobody would know Jack Dick squat, including Coltrane, who's not here.
You happen to see?
Yeah,
that's the wrong. That's the wrong jingle.
That's the wrong one. That's Charlie Tuna you're singing. That's spicy Coke, ladies and gentlemen. None of you have one, but I do. Mitch and Murray from downtown sent it to me. A lot of you are going, who the fuck is Mitch and Murray? If I have to tell you who Mitch and Murray is, you're fucked. I should never have to tell anybody who Mitch and Murray from downtown are. But that's the spicy Coke. I'm going to drink one. You're not, because you don't have one. You may have found one somewhere, but you don't have one tonight. So we're going to pop a top on this bitch. Oh, yeah, right there. You hear that, the microphone? Hear that fizz? Listen to that. Because it's spicy. Can you hear it? It's still fizzing. Hell yeah. I am about to drink the spicy Coke and give you my honest opinion of spicy raspberry Coke. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. Spicy Coke with a hint of raspberry. Bit of a spicy, it does look good. Jazzy Jana, would you like to come and share some spicy Coke with me? I know that Jelly Bean would. We should be showing a picture of the bedroom right now. Me sitting in there, practically naked, with a 12-pack of spicy Coke. And the 12-pack is what I got, by the way. There it is. Can you picture me laying in there just covered in spicy Coke, ice cold, Matter of fact, I put this in the freezer for 42 minutes before the show started. So it would be, oh, yeah. Thank you, Mitch and Murray. My Coke dealers did not think I'd like it. I disagree. I like the spicy Coke. Well, actually, it says spiced Coke with a.
You should say spiced. All right. Shorts producer. Remember the 47-minute mark, or about 46-minute mark.
47. Is that where? Is this where we get the word?
Let's go with 46, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's get the word out about that.
Shorts producer. Attention, shorts producer.
Okay. Now we also shorts producer. Yes, shorts producer. Let's get that out there. Also, we need to show the logo because thanks to Timmy Lee and his sponsorship of WrestleMania weekend has led to another long-term sponsorship, which actually goes into effect next Monday. But they did sponsor night 2 of the WrestleMania event by providing some extra things for us, along with a extra large Bear Nose Meat Lovers pizza that beat, I'm sorry, Wix, it beat anything you'd ever sent to this house. If you want to compete, you got to get in the game. It was the best pizza that I'd ever had, and I still had half of it left tonight, and I had a slice and a half for dinner, and I may have another slice and a half later, and I still have nearly half the pizza left, and that was with 3 of us eating on this sumbitch. I mean, 2 slices was filling us up. It was a mofo of a pizza. Do we have a picture of the pizza of the Bear Nose Meat Lovers? I think I sent the possibility of a picture and a picture of the Bear Nose logo. I personally choose the Bowman Field location. We've been going there for years. They are the original Bear Nose. They have another one on Market Street downtown that I've been to a few times. Bear Nose was one of the very original sponsors on OVW TV. They were among the first 3 sponsors we got. We got Dan's Cash America, Bear Nose Pizza, the Satellite Store, and Star Ford. That was our first 4 sponsors. Where they came in that sequence, I do not know. Probably Dan's Cash America was first because Jimmy thought wrestling fans were poor. They were always pawning their shit, and he thought that in cashing their checks, not credit worthy. He thought very lowly of the wrestling fan, and he thought a Cash America place. So not only did they pay me $1,500 a month, well, they paid the company. They paid $1,500 a month to be on a show. My commission was 34%, and they gave Danny Davis, myself, Rip Rogers, and Jim Cornette $7,000 gift cards to where we could buy anything we wanted in Dan's Cash America. $28,000 bonus. But it had to be spent, and we couldn't negotiate prices because when I'd go into a pawn shop, I'd always negotiate. We had to pay the list price with our $7,000 gift cards, but they gave all 4 of us one, including Rip Rogers, who had nothing to do with it. Danny Davis didn't have anything to do with it. Cornette didn't have anything. I should have kept all $28,000 in gift cards and just not told him it was a thing, but I was fair about it, and everybody got a gift card. Zach Bonifer in the house. I had a couple of slices from Bear Nose Meat Lovers earlier. Zachary, are you down here in Louisville? Because I don't think they have any in Southern Indiana, or do they?
I think they do. I was just looking. There's Bear Nose, Little Sicily.
There you go. Oh, it's great pizza, man. It is great pizza, and they are coming aboard as a full-time sponsor. I spoke to the owner. What was cool about that? The owner did not remember negotiating the deal with me in the year 2000. He said, well, Kenny, don't be offended, but I've had 8 surgeries since then, two wives and 3 kids. I said, oh, that's a lot. And I said, but you don't remember? I said, you were among our first sponsors ever on the show. He says, Kenny, I vaguely remember sitting down with you, giving the okay to do the sponsorship. He says, but the other guy, it was, I think it was, what was his name? Rob. And
Rob Van Dam.
It wasn't Rob Van Dam. And the other guy's name I'm blanking out on, but he was the advertising guy. So he would have been in charge of sending the checks for advertising and everything. And they were with us for years. So they have agreed to come back on this podcast. And I'm going to be eating a lot more Bear Nose than I've been eating but the thing about Wix, to get their big badass Meat Lovers pizza is $55. And if you have it delivered to you, God knows what you might be out $70 for a large pizza. Bear Nose is like $28 out the door, and it's just as good, if not better. And when I say better, if you like a lot of toppings on your pizza, Wix was the way to go. Well, the one they made me surpassed anything that we'd ever got from Wix. And now Wix is a sponsor on OVW TV. What they do for them, I do not know. I bet you they're not paying what they used to pay when I was there, but that's okay. That's all right. I mean, some salesmen are good and some aren't. That's how that shit works. Al Snow probably sold them. Have I mentioned spicy Coke? I do have 2 12-packs of the strawberries and cream still in the fridge, and I got 11 of these left. Mitch and Murray only sent 1 12-pack. Thank you, Mitch and Murray.
Perhaps now that you've advertised them, they'll send more.
Maybe. I'm hoping. We could desperately use some help on donations tonight, guys. We have $35 in donations, and that doesn't even cover what we've sent Ruby May tonight. We've already sent.
No,
Ruby
it doesn't. We sent her.
No, it does not. Yeah, we've already sent her 40, and we've made 35. Those of you that have donated this week, and our regulars, and obviously the tea maker, as he always reminds me, Kenny, I've done enough. He has. But for anybody else who could be of some help for us that has the money, if you ain't got the money, man, I understand. Don't worry about it. But for those of you that have even $5, $10,
there's a bear. That's
what they delivered to me. Only mine was even thicker than that.
Right. That's not the meat lovers. That's just a standard pizza there.
Is that the stand? Yeah, I got the maxed out meat lovers. Wednesday.
Yeah, I couldn't find a picture of the meat lovers. So sorry,
Mike. What pledge can we put you down for? And that way we'll know what we got coming in, because we got more money going out tonight. Vanessa's kid. We got to get that kid taken care of. We got him the toys. We got him the fans, as you all saw. Now we have to get the kid vitamins.
Not the pizza.
We have to get the kid vitamins, milk. Vanessa's probably watching right now. Vitamins, milk. We need to get the kid a sleeping pad. I just found out the kid is sleeping on a cloth on a concrete floor. We can't have that. She wanted to know if we. Vanessa wrote me. She wrote me as well. Then she wrote me, because she wrote me again, and she says, "Can we get a piece of linoleum so the kid can sleep on the linoleum?" I said, "Why are we going to get him linoleum?" It was 300 pesos, $6. And I said, "Well, why?" She said, "Well, he's sleeping on a concrete floor." And I said, "You want to put him on a linoleum?" I said, "How much is a little mattress for him?" Something like that. "Oh, King, they're so expensive. It's like 1,000 pesos. I said, "It's $20 fucking dollars. Let the kid," because that's how I met Ruby May. Ruby May and her 2 brothers were sleeping on a fucking either a wooden or concrete floor. They didn't have any blankets. They didn't have no pillows. Well, I think they had 1 blanket. The 3 kids were sharing 1 fucking blanket. So we got them mattresses, blankets, pillows. And they were so fucking thankful that they felt like humans at night, because they didn't have to sleep on a fucking floor with 1 blanket and no pillow. Their pillows were their shirts that they would bundle up. That's what poor little Ruby and her 2 brothers were sleeping on, guys. Like I tell you, man, you guys don't, we don't know how fucking good we've got it. There's Vanessa. So Vanessa made me aware of the he needs something to sleep on. What are you laughing about? Yeah, always. Oh, bitch. Be a smart ass with me just because your English is better than mine. I don't need to hear that.
Yeah, shit. She's got the best English of any.
Yeah, Bolin, you're not very good at English. Yeah.
There's a guy whose momentum has stalled.
Yes, it has. And I think The Rock had a lot to do with that, by the way. Have you got the spicy over there? Did Mitch and Murray hook you up with a can?
I unfortunately got the diet 0 sugar A&W. I'm not unfortunately, because it is quite tasty. But
Jazzy Jana, I don't know if she had the money or not, and I was not addressing Jazzy Jana when I was talking to everybody, because Jazzy's always there for us. But Jazzy Jana from Louisiana, who has given me permission to keep my poster up on the wall. Yes. Jazzy Jana. Now, T-Maker hasn't said anything, but Jazzy Jana has donated $25 to help us out tonight. So at least now we got Ruby May covered. So now we're going to focus on the little kid. His name is RV. His name
Russell
is not no. His name is Recreational Vehicle. Exactly. A lot of people don't know that.
Russell Crowe.
So his
RC.
name is RV Russell. Well, that's RC. That's RC Cola. Moon Pie. You got to have a Moon Pie.
We gotta
with
call
RC.
him. In fact, we could call him Moon Pie.
Call him Moon Pie. Call him Solar Eclipse Moon Pie. Oh, they had an all solar eclipse team today that ESPN was announcing earlier today. No, it was the Cincinnati Reds did it. The Reds announcers were announcing the all solar eclipse team. Ray Knight, Jim Day of the announcer of the Reds, and they had all these night and day names in baseball, and they had one for every position. And one of them was even like a Spanish name.
It had to be like Blue Moon Odom.
Blue Moon Odom of the Oakland A's. He was there when Vita Blue was there. Mm-hmm. So your two of your star pitchers were Vita Blue and Blue Moon Odom. Should have been Eiffel 64. I am blue. That should have been their theme song. So Jazzy Janet with $25. Let me see if we have anything else. We have Zach Bonifer, you weird motherfucker. Zach Bonifer's donated $10.12 from Zach Bonifer.
Thank you, Zach. I never quite understand you at all, but
we never do. We never understand him. And like I said, TC did $10 earlier. Oh, TC apparently has done 10 twice. Well, thank you, TC. That was very kind of you. And then Nicole, of course, kicked off the show with a $25 donation. CC put something up here. And back to the draft. Draft.
Go back to the draft.
Could they do it where the talent has no idea? Probably not, because you have to make family plans. You have scheduling to work with.
Some of the talent, apparently, it has done that in the past. They have done that to some of the talent.
Have they really?
Where they didn't know where they were going to end up.
That kind of sucks. I'd kind of like to know.
Well, travel, right? You're going to want to know.
But then again,
are you traveling on Mondays or
draft, that first 36 people got a pretty good fucking idea where they're going unless they get traded.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, the top stars should know where they're going to go. But if you're the Heath Slaters of the world, if you're the Giovanni Vinci's of the world, does it really matter where you go?
I got some breaking news. Shit's picking up here. I think we're gonna because like I said,
hey, there's a name we haven't seen.
Vanessa, I think Vanessa says we need in the neighborhood of 1,500 or 1,600 pesos to cover the little kids' vitamins, milk. The sleeping pad probably jacks it up a little bit. So we're probably looking at about $50 just for that kid. Russell Vaughn is his name. She said his name's RV. I said, what, recreational vehicle? And she didn't know what that was. He loves his ambulance. His ambulance is his favorite toy. And they really want to shake things up. He's drafted to that would shake shit up. That would shake some shit up. But good.
So in my draft rules, NXT does not get to make a pick until an NXT person is chosen. So look, if they say Ilya Dragovich
sounds
drafted to SmackDown, then fair. NXT goes, then okay, we're going to take.
We got to replace our guy,
The Miz, or whoever.
That'd be an upgrade for The Miz. Well, he's tag champions now. I can't shit on him no more. One of my guys, I used to manage him.
OVW boys.
And you know what? They really did a good thing with Miz and R-Truth. And it's against my religion, but I did watch a lot of the Pat McAfee shows because they were all just loaded with WWE stars for the entire week. Well, I found out about Cody's bus catching on fire. They blew that because they should have had The Rock.
There were some people that said that The Rock handed Cody a lighter.
For?
A big lighter to show him, I'm the one who burned your thing down.
I totally disagree with that because
I think that's
something in love.
Well, and plus they didn't.
He would have used a match because you have to throw it and run.
And they didn't really announce that Cody's bus had caught on fire anytime other than the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah,
right. So they didn't talk about it on the main show. So
he said he texted Michael Cole at 2 a.m. to let him know his bus was on fire, and Seth, not Seth Meyers, but Seth Rollins invited him on his bus because they both travel on the bus. They travel with their families on their little RV buses or whatever they got.
Right.
And I think doesn't Brock do the same thing? Don't all three of them travel?
I think Brock has 4 buses that carry him around on a yacht.
It's a possibility. So Good Chris has donated $30, and then he had done a couple of $75 donations back to back over the past couple of weeks. So thanks, good Chris, for that. And George Captor, who's been in a bit of retirement, he's all excited because Arkansas is throwing up that Tyson Chicken money and a little Jerry Jones, Bob Hazelwood money to bring in $8 million on a guy that's won one tournament game in 5 years.
I think I had a good line the other day. Jerry Jones is used to one and dones. So he
is used to one and dones. He certainly is. That was a pretty good line. So 25 out of George Captor. So that's
now we know why Zach donated
$10.12.
Yes, because 10/12 is his birthday.
Oh, well, he does that a lot.
Celebrating his birthday, October the 12th.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, now we do.
Now we know. Now we know, because he does do a lot of 10/12s and he does a lot of Cincinnati. But where is what has happened to Jerry May? Jerry May. What have we done to piss off Jerry May? What have we done?
Obviously, the thing we did to pick off the J Dog. He was going to donate $5,000.
Well, yeah, he went to the same place J Dog went. Russo also thinks Triple H will be out soon. I was agreeing with that, and here's my thing. This is my only negative thing I can say about Heyman. He blew Stephanie, and we know Stephanie covered up a rape, and he was blowing her during the show. And now he didn't bother to call her McMahon. And I hear that she was hesitant to even be a part of WrestleMania. But husband's out there. But somebody smarter than me reminded me about whistleblower laws. And we have been convinced since my son went to Turkey that it was Triple H and or Stephanie that blew the whistle on Vince to begin with. So they would not get caught up in all this shit. And whistleblowers have protections. Even if you participated in the crime, if you report the crime, you get certain protections above and beyond probably what you should get, in my opinion. So he believes, and I agree, Triple H is the one that ratted him out. Stephanie had to have helped. You know, that can't be done without her cooperation. But she still covered up a rape of a WWE employee. And I got a serious fucking problem with that. Triple H knew about all the women that were being abused. They bring fucking Bruce Pritchard out. Whether he participated or not, and I have no idea if he did, and I don't give a fuck. He knew. And he did nothing. Well, some people say, well, Kenny, you knew about the hot tub. Well, I knew about it through third party. They witnessed all this shit. I knew about it through third party. I was never at a fucking hot tub. And Jim Ross knew. So who am I going to report it to? Hey, Jimmy's having hot tub parties with the talent to make them earn their way on television. Whether he is or whether he isn't, is there a law against it? It's definitely a moral issue.
Well,
and I guess and if you're using it to entice people for employment, but they're not getting paid. Yes. So it's a privilege, not an employment. None of those people are getting paid.
Well, it is. However, it's a quid pro quo. It's a trade for something of value, though. Being on TV, even if you're not getting paid for it, is a value to a wrestler. There is inherent value to that. So it is a trade of sexual favors for being on TV. That quid pro quo, that is the very definition of,
and that's my problem with Jim. That's my problem with Jim Ross. Not only did he know about all the shit going down here, because number one, they both love to brag about it, and number two, Ross knew everything that was going on. Ross knew everything. Don't tell me he didn't know everything that was going on in WWE, because he fucking did. So did Pritchard. So did Bucky Beaver, as Jimmy likes to call the one, and then Jimmy acting like he didn't know any of this shit. Oh, that ain't the Vince I knew. Yeah, it is. It's the Vince all of us knew.
It's the Vince you told us about. So,
yeah, going back as far as at least 86, maybe even as early as 84. And now we know the rest of the story. No, we probably don't. Though there's more to the story we don't know. There's more names to still come out. There's more talents names that hasn't come out yet. The rest
of the story about the birthday is probably what George was referring to. But
no, what did Janice say?
Janice was just saying, he thought it was the birthday, but that makes sense. I think George was referring to the birthday. You know, our chat room, they very seldom actually interact with us.
They don't. Yeah, it's mainly
they have their own show.
Yeah, they got their own shit.
Except for CC.
They don't even know what we're talking about.
CC won't donate, but he does.
No, CC did donate.
CC does donate a lot. So sorry.
He does. He actually does.
That was not fair. It's Iceman that never donates. And that's not fair either, because Iceman does donate.
We can't even shame Iceman into a donation. I don't know what his deal is. We can't even shame him. I got my $3 membership.
So
I got
yeah, well. So did Pam ever send you her?
Who in here has had a spiced Coke? Give me the name. Don't lie about it.
No one on this planet has had a live spot on.
Have you had one yet? Coke. Have you had one yet, Bob?
You know what? I have not had the spiced one. I've tried a couple of the tricked up Cokes, like Space Coke and some of those. I have not liked any of them.
Space Coke. I don't even know anything about that.
Oh, it was something they did last year. And I mean, they've done several. Yeah, they've done several tricked up Cokes, and I just don't like any of them, to be honest.
Oh, I get so burnt out on some of the regular flavors. That's why strawberries and cream was such a relief. I love the peach flavors. I loved mango Pepsi, but you don't see it as often anymore. I'd buy them again if I found them.
Yeah, I typically don't like the tricked up flavors.
Yeah, no. My son is not crazy about the tricked up flavors either. He did not like the spiced Coke.
Yeah, I don't think
he found one in the store and got one.
Yeah, I don't think it was the training. I think it was the motivation that Gable is what.
Yeah.
That's the story that they're telling there.
Sammy almost got me on Raw. I don't get got too often, but Sammy almost got me when he gave Gable the hot tag. And then he went backstage. He says, "Oh, hey, I told you I owe you one, and you told me that I owe you one.
Now
we're even." And he got me because I thought he was going to tell the story. Hey, we're even, man. I gave you the fucking victory there over a couple of job guys. Let's face it. The one of them was talented. The other one's there because of some mission of mercy from Mitch and Murray from downtown. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I talk about Mitch and Murray? A mission of mercy from downtown. Bob, you don't even know either?
I know.
No?
I do know.
You've never seen Glenn Ross? I'm from Mitch and Murray. I'm from downtown. I'm here on a mission of mercy. I would wish you luck, but you wouldn't fucking know what to do with it.
I have no clue.
You've never seen Alec Baldwin give the pep talk from Mitch and Murray, and he fires every salesman. First prize Cadillac, second prize steak knives, third prize.
What a 1990s movie. Glengarry Glen Rose. All right, well, I will put it on my list. I've never seen but I'm going to put it on my.
It's right up there with Green Mile. That's Jack Lemmon. It is the greatest performance that Alec Baldwin's ever done.
I am writing it down right now, and I will put it on my watch list. I got to find where it's streaming.
How much trouble would we get if we played the audio of him giving the speech? It's about 20, 30 minutes in the movie.
Always be closing. I see that.
Always be ABC. Always be closing. Always
be closing. We're gonna play part of this now.
Let me give you one more line. Jack Lemmon gets up to get a cup of coffee. He's put off. He's bored. He's old man. He's big dog. He's old salesman. Jack Lemmon during his fucking speech gets up to get a cup of coffee. Alec Baldwin, put the coffee down. Jack Lemmon looked at him. What the fuck? He's in the middle of pouring the fucking cup of coffee. Put the coffee down. Coffee is for closers. And then he goes into whatever he fucking calls Jack Lemmon. And that's where that's when put these Spice Cola down. This is for closers.
All right, so here we go.
We'll give a little bit of it.
Share this screen.
The rich get richer. That's the law of the land. Who belongs to the beam?
Here we go. I'm getting an echo. Is there a reason?
Probably because it's on my microphone as well as.
It is 7:30.
So who is that?
I'll mute myself.
Mr. Roman.
Well, I'm not a leash, so I don't know, do I? Let me have your attention for a moment. Because you're talking about what? You're talking about bitching about that sale you shot. Some son of a bitch don't want to buy land. Somebody don't want what you're selling. Some broad you're trying to screw, so forth. Let's talk about something
from one movie. We're actually doing a little bit of review of the movie.
About something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you?
Language alert.
I am not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Your name's Levine. Yeah. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch? I don't gotta listen to this shit. You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is you're fired. The bad news is you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit.
Here comes the motivation.
Oh, have I got your attention now? Good. Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? You laughing now? You got leads. Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. The fucking leads are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
Fuck you. That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
That is where I got that. Fuck you. That's my name. I got it from Alec Baldwin.
And your name is you're wanting. And you can't play in the man's game. You can't close them. Then go home and tell your wife your troubles. Because only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted. You hear me, you fucking faggots?
Okay,
The
sorry about that.
Starmaker Bolin show does not
We don't condone that.
condone the use of that kind of word.
Fuck you, Alec Baldwin.
B, C. A, always be B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. Attention. Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. You're sitting out
Yes,
there
Al
waiting to
Pacino is
give
in
you
it
their
and also
money.
does an amazing job.
Are you man enough to take it?
Let's be nice, CC. Let's not insult anybody.
What's the problem, pal? You,
There's
boss.
no need for
You're
that.
such a hero. You're so rich. How come you're coming down here and waste your time with such a bunch of bums?
Ed Harris eventually moved off from being a salesman and became
See this
a
watch?
mission commander at Apollo.
You see this watch?
Yeah.
That watch costs more than your car. I made $970,000 last year. How much you make? You see, pal, that's who I am, and you're nothing. Nice guy? I don't give a shit. Good father? Fuck you. Go home and play with your kids.
I don't know
You
about
want to work here?
my audio went out.
Close. You think this is abuse?
Still here a minute. Yeah.
You think this is abuse, you cocksucker? You can't take this. How can you take the abuse you get on a sit?
There we go.
You don't like it? Leave.
Yeah, the audio's back.
I can go out there tonight. The materials you got make myself $15,000. Tonight, in 2 hours, can you?
I can do it.
Can you?
Because of Alec Baldwin.
Go
And
do
Spicy
likewise. AIDA. Get mad, you son of a bitches. Get mad. You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes
A real
brass
estate
balls
license.
to sell real estate.
Takes brass balls in it.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you. You want to go out on those sits tonight and close, it's yours. Not, you're going to be shining my shoes. And you know what you'll be saying? Bunch of losers sitting around in a bar. Oh, yeah, I used to be a salesman. It's a tough racket.
This is Glengarry. Glen Rose.
It is tough. Sales is a tough racket.
These are the new leads.
This is the great Alec Baldwin.
These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why?
Because you suck.
Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers.
Oh, and look who else is there. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, Alec Baldwin, Kevin Spacey, Alan
Man
Arkin.
from Hollywood these days.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, pal, why am I here? I came here because Mitch and Murray asked me to. They asked me for a favor.
Always be close.
Follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser.
Go home and play with your kids. All right.
Fucking nonsense. Treat people like that.
One of the greatest 7 minutes in television, in my opinion. If you can't learn something from that, you cannot learn.
Yeah, that
Can't
is
podcast. Get the fuck out. Hit the bricks.
Right.
Podcasting.
Yeah, Alan Arkin, Kevin Spacey, Al Pacino, Ed Harris.
I tell you what, Jack Lemmon is amazing.
I think we got canceled. Oh dear, we may have gotten a copyright smash. We were using that for fair use, people.
Yeah,
fair use.
Do you know how
that movie?
Do you know how to file the thing?
I don't know. We'll be back in a moment. I think I will file a fair use.
We just have to cut it out, I guess.
Well, either that or I'm going to file a fair use complaint saying we were talking about analyzing the movie and discussing it. So we, under the fair use doctrine, we
I don't think we have
bits of it.
I don't think we have the "we'll be right back" thing anymore, do we?
No, I don't know if we. Well, I don't know if it would even show up. So
probably
but
not.
let me see if we're still live. Maybe we're going to come back here in a moment. I think we're live again.
As soon as someone comments, I guess we'll know.
No, it looks like we're done. Let's go back live. Well, if you're still watching and you're still with us,
I said hi.
I did see it pop up on the chat, but I don't see anything broadcasting on the show. So, that's really not fair because we were definitely doing that fair use. And
could have been.
Here's what's bad. It goes off the air when we finish that clip.
Do what now?
It went off the air when we finished that clip. As soon as that clip went off, it stopped broadcasting.
Really?
That's ridiculous. It played the whole clip. Stream suspended for policy violations. Uh-oh. We will have to reach out to the folks at YouTube.
Yeah. So can we go back on or no?
I don't know. Let's see if we can do this.
Oh, I might be fucked if we can't.
All right, so let's go here. I'm going to remove YouTube.